Another question that I often get is, Paulette, how do I know when someone is emotionally unavailable? Because I don't want to keep doing that, and it seems to be what I attract. It's a really common one. So we're not psychic, and we can't know that you're definitely going to be a match long term, even though you invest in this relationship. And we also can't know that that person is ultimately going to pop the question or marry you. But there are clear signs sometimes when someone is not emotionally available, and we just don't want to see them because we're hoping that they'll fall in love with us and they'll change. So some of the signs that I want to just mention now are that if you have somebody who's never really been married before, never really been in a serious relationship, and they may just say they haven't met the person, and that's fine. But if that's a pattern when you ask them about their past relationships in their 40s or late 30s, it doesn't mean that that isn't true, but it might be a warning sign or something to look further into, because you might at least put a bookmark there and say to yourself, I wonder if this is because they're emotionally unavailable instead of the fact that they haven't met the right person. Is it that they constantly find something wrong with them, which is a pattern that I see sometimes, or is it that they're just afraid to commit, or they get bored and they like variety? They may not even know themselves, but it's just something to make note of if that is an existing pattern over time. Another sign that somebody might be emotionally unavailable, and you can't always know, is if they've been recently separated or they're in the process of a divorce. And I know that there are many people that say, oh, I met this really wonderful person, it's just bad timing, and I really think that this could go somewhere. And of course that does happen. People wait a lot longer for somebody to get through the process, and there's no guarantees, and maybe they could end up together in the long run. But I think it's important to know that's also a warning sign, because they could be on the rebound. They may not even be over that other person if they're separated. There's a possibility they could go back. But also they may just be trying to get through the grief and the baggage and just trying to have fun and have companionship and not even be thinking about a long-term commitment, which is fine if that's also where you are. But again, if you're somebody who's like really clear that you want to get married and have kids and you have a limited time, that may not be the best person to choose and invest in. So you should really go into that with open eyes and not just go based on hormones or your imagination. Also, if you've been with someone for a period of time, like a year or two, and they have a pattern of never becoming exclusive, but never committing for marriage, never wanting to move in, or even sooner, let's say 6 months, they don't want to become exclusive, that is not a good sign. Again, they may be a dater that's dating for other reasons, for fun, to learn, for sexual variety. Maybe that's just their lifestyle. There's some people that actually enjoy the lifestyle of just being single and never really want to be in a relationship or commit to anybody. So that's something you really want to get clear about too if you're on two different pages. Another sign that somebody's emotionally unavailable is that they just can't deal with emotions. You'll ask them questions and they don't know how they feel. They can never say, I love you. They can't tell you what they like about you. They're just really closed and really afraid. And a lot of you want to be their therapist and want to open them up and change them and want them to be a fixer-upper. But this usually does not work. You want to pick somebody who's already most of what you want and is fully realized in their potential. You don't want to have to work on changing them. And there may be many reasons from their past that they just choose to be closed or can't really express themselves. And this really won't work for you over time if you're somebody who needs to hear I love you, who needs to really have an emotional and intimate connection with somebody. So that's another sign that they're emotionally unavailable. If you see these signs, please don't ignore them early on. You may choose to give them a few more dates and see if this pattern changes, or even a month. But if it really seems that this is who they are and you're looking for something else, do not waste your time.